Hey Pisces, welcome to the channel. It's Robin here with AriesFireTarot. So guys, I'm doing your bonus read and this is going to be for May 2020. So I do different kinds of readings at least once a month to help look at different aspects of your life outside of the monthly general reading, the wealth and abundance read, and then I have my regularly scheduled star guide tarot card reading. So I found this reading and I promised one of my viewers, and I'm sorry I can't remember who, I was going to do a Whispers of the Ancestors reading. So I'm doing that now. And this one is going to look at which ancestors are present and what your hopes are and what the generational gift is that you may have inherited. So it might seem a little bit weird, but when I ask questions, you probably want to, here, let me just fix that. Repeat the question after me because it'll help channel in the guidance a little bit better for you, because I'm going to do the general reading, but you're going to receive intuitive messages from your ancestors also. So honestly, somebody is going to be stepping forward and make themselves known. So let me just keep shuffling the Tattoo Tarot Ink and Intuition to get there for you, and we're going to have a look at which ancestors are present. I feel like the room is really crowded as I'm doing this. I feel like just because I've decided to do this, like my spirit guides, it's almost like they're unfolding some bleachers and say, oh, what's Robin doing? And we better go help her. So that's how I'm feeling right now. So I'm getting like actual chills and goosebumps. So I feel like there's going to be a really important message here for you, Pisces. So let's see which ancestors are present here for you. So we've got the Five of Cups. Of course, the Five of Cups, it like talks about somebody who has missed an opportunity. This would be somebody that was a particularly sad person. I'm seeing a female ancestor. I'm really seeing somebody that, honestly, like what I'm getting, the message here that I'm getting is somebody that feels like kind of like one of those romance movies where somebody like marries the wrong person. And not to say that it was the wrong person, because if it had been a different person, you probably wouldn't be here. But it's almost like, what's that movie, Pearl Harbor? You know, I think Ben Affleck is in it. And there's that love triangle. I'm seeing a real love triangle. Do you know anybody in your ancestry, or would your parents or grandparents know somebody that they were in a love triangle and something tragic happened? Or, you know, what's that movie? Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood. And I'm seeing that. Like, there was something that happened where this female ancestor, she was really deeply in love with somebody, but something tragic happened to that person. So she ended up marrying a close friend of both of them. So this is what I'm seeing here. So while she like loved her husband, there was always some reminiscing about the husband that should have been. But tragedy separated them. But there is always a reason for everything. And like I said before, if that had not happened, then you wouldn't be sitting here right now. So I wonder if you're aware of anybody that actually did that. You know, or maybe you want to start asking. I think somebody in your family knows who this is. And it might have been whispered about. And, you know, how like she always just seemed so lonely, you know, and she was, you know, but she was really had her moments of being like focused on the present, but it was a very, very big challenge for her. And it sort of, as a result, it could have appeared like her family was not important to her. They were important to her. It's just that everything, her whole entire landscape changed, and she was just never able to really adapt to it. So let's see what is, and repeat this, guys, what is your relationship to me? So we have the Three of Swords. So again, this is a pain that is received from your family. I really believe that the Three of Swords is something given to you by somebody very, very, very close. And I'm just seeing a lot of pain is intertwined here. And this could have been somebody in your not too distant past either. Like I just did Aquarius, and I saw the person in their ancestry was from hundreds of years ago, but I'm seeing that this is close enough to still sort of touch people, which is why your immediate ancestors could really still have some sort of recollection of it. You know, Three of Swords, there's somebody, I really think that they're within 100 years of you, because there's still some sort of, it casts a pall over the family, you know, and I don't think it's talked about very often, and it's shushed when the kids come into the room, and it's sort of this really distant, sort of lurking memory. But the pain is still there enough to touch you, because it affected the people in your immediate circle. I'm seeing either like grandmother or great-grandmother, or I think for some of you it could have even been an auntie. And even that love triangle affected somebody on your maternal bloodline somehow. And I got the words here, deep dark secret. Interesting. So ask this question, guys. What generational gift have I inherited from you? Wow. High Priestess. Woo, I just got chills, you guys. Wow. Okay, well, this is starting to make sense now. So somebody really had some magical powers. This woman, your female ancestor. And the person that she intended to be with was her match. Like her magical match. Like they were like divine masculine and divine feminine intertwined. So when she ended up with this other person in the love triangle, her magic dimmed. But it's in you. So very, very interesting. If you guys are really looking into building some sort of like spiritual business or creative business, or you feel like you have these sort of latent magical powers, I mean, you've got the High Priestess here. Something definitely going on there. And maybe that's why they were separated, because people were absolutely terrified of them being together. And if you think back, like if you're going back 100 years or so, like people, like even now, you can't really speak of magic. You know, people practice, it's getting a little bit better, but people practice their Wicca and Wiccan, whatever, in basements, you know, and in the middle of the woods or whatever, sort of on the down low. So it's coming out a little bit more, but I'm seeing here that you could be connecting with other people, but I think that this woman in your family, she was kept away from that man, and I'm thinking that there could have even been some sort of foul play, because people were absolutely terrified of what they could do together because they didn't understand it. Wow, interesting. So let's ask your ancestor, what are your hopes for me? So we've got the Knave of Swords here, and like you're definitely being asked to never back down from what it is that you want. I'm seeing there was like a quiet sort of acquiescence here by your female ancestor, this high priestess. You know, because women just didn't have the rights that they have now. And even now in some countries, you know, it's still pretty appalling. But, you know, never back down. This is what you're getting here. What are your hopes for me? Like, stand up for absolutely what you believe in. And for the people you believe in. And for the practices that you believe in. Like, if you are a spiritual person, if you are a practicing witch, like if you are whatever, you know, if you're a tarot card reader, and people are terrified of tarot cards too. Like, I remember I asked a friend of mine, like, hey, do you want a tarot card reading? Oh no. And I was like, all right, you know, relax. So people are still afraid of stuff like this. They think it's witchcraft, and people have witchcraft all backwards anyway. But off to the side, they really just want you to stand up for what you believe in. And look at this Knave of Swords. There's absolutely no way he's backing down. You know, and he puts that sword out in front of him instead of locking it up in the closet and covering it with dust. Very interesting reading here, you guys. And ask this question to your ancestors. How can I honor my heritage? So there's something holding you back, guys, because we've got the Devil card. Okay, there's something... And I got the words like keeping you in the closet. You're still sort of attached to something in a negative way. So there's some sort of battle that you need to win within yourself. And you know, when people dwell in sadness, it becomes part of their DNA. So it does get passed down. So if you have this sort of feeling that you've been missing out on something, or some intrinsic sadness that you cannot put a finger on, and it's coming out in ways like, you know, all the excessive ways that are super fun but unhealthy, you know, and I'm seeing for some of you, like this could manifest in narcissism, some sort of, and people call it an emotional disorder, but I don't think it is. There's some sort of battle that you guys need to win with the Devil card. And to honor this high priestess that we're seeing here, you're going to have to go out and win it with the Knave. Because it really, because the high priestess is saying, if she had acted in a different manner, things would have turned out completely different. But again, the lineage would have changed, so you wouldn't be here. So it's all, and this is being recognized by the high priestess, where she's sitting back and she's so anguished by how everything turned out, but grateful for how it turned out because you're here and everybody in your family also. This is a really twisted tale, you guys, and a lot of pain and agony, and a lot of people in the family covering it up. So let's see a healing message from your ancestors here, guys. It's hilarious. So we've got the Knight of Swords. So, I mean, they just want you to know that I'm really just seeing that they did the best that they could do for you, to protect you. They're still trying to protect you from beyond the veil. And I think this is funny because, you know, you've got the Knave of Swords and the Knight of Swords. And there's a lot of passion here. And just so they're looking at you, like they're looking to see what you can do with this gift. This magical gift that you have. Like you could be a light worker or light warrior. You know, you could be a starseed. You could have some sort of message to broadcast out to the world. And don't be afraid like she was, because it was really like, you know, you've heard of witch hunts, you know, stuff like that. So, it really changed her history and the history of your family, and now's your chance to get it all back. But you do have to defeat the devil. Something's got a hold on you, and whether it's an unhealthy relationship or an unhealthy habit, or you need to move to a better place so that you can sort of expand your mind and expand your magic, it's time to do that. And just know that she's always going to be there with you, because she couldn't be there for her own family and for herself when she was alive. Really interesting reading, you guys. Really interesting. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'll see you guys back here another time. Take care.